Devin, welcome back to Cleveland. So happy to have you back with the Browns this year. What went into your decision to re-sign with the Browns in the offseason?
How familiar I was with the team was an easy decision. Just building a rapport with the team from last year and kind of just, going where we left off at, it was kind of an easy decision for me.
Thinking back to when you made the decision last year to come here in the 2024 offseason, play through the 2024 season with this defense, with this linebacker room, what stood out just about the 2024 season to you that really cemented wanting to come back?
I loved how well the coaching staff worked together. I loved how our room, worked together. I liked everything about it. It definitely felt like a family. We went through our ups, we went through our downs, but we always remained together, and we always had open communication about, our status and what we had to do to keep moving forward during the season. So it almost felt like a family atmosphere, so I really enjoyed that a lot.
How did you see your role change over the course of the 2024 season, just as one, injuries, but also two, as the season went on and you got more comfortable in your role?
Yeah, I think you said it was just comfortability. Of course, what happened to JOK was what happened. And people have to step up. That's just the name of the game of the football. That's why it's a 90-man roster. But as the season went on, you get more comfortable playing with guys around you. Building a relationship with guys, coaches. So it just made everything kind of be easier for me to adjust and learn and fit in and play well.
When you talk about that family aspect of that familiarity, your relationship with Jason Tarver and just him as a linebackers coach, what was that like, and how did that relationship grow over the course of the season and help you?
I spoke to him a lot last offseason before I even got here. And so we kind of built a relationship through the phone, but meeting him face to face, he's definitely a guy with a lot of energy, a lot of knowledge. He's been in this business for a long time. So I just use him as a resource, and as the season went on, he was just a great resource for me, just what adapting to the new style of, Schwartz's defense and, what they expect out of me.
When you think about Schwartz's defense, and playing in the system now for a year, why is it so suitable for your game, and what is that next step for you in wanting to do so in 2025?
Yeah, I think Schwartz does a good job of just, letting players play. It's not always the perfect call, but it's a call. That's all we need from a coach, and it's our job to go execute. And I think he does a real good job of that. And coming into the season, I think we need to take the next step up. I remember, 2 seasons ago, we had the #1 defense, and I think it's about time we get back to that.
Just as a unit first, but then defense as a whole, but as this linebacker unit, what do you want to see in 2025, just as a group, and where you think you guys can go?
That's a lot of familiar guys. It's going to be a lot like last year, probably 1 or 2 new guys, who knows. But we all know each other, so I think it's starting off where we left off, and just growing. And being the linebackers, we're in the middle of everything. So I think it's big for us to build a big communication with the new guys coming in, young and old, and being able just to take a step further.
And defensively as a unit, like you said, led the league in so many categories in 2023. Obviously last year being a little bit of a down year, but as a defense, what is the hope for 2025 and wanting to get back to you guys?
To get back competing. I think that's the first thing, is get back competing, and we'll worry about statistics and where we rank after the season. But I think we need to get our identity back faster and quicker and come out of the gate swinging.
Thinking about 2024, do you have a favorite memory, favorite game that just really solidified you being here and just feeling very comfortable?
I definitely enjoyed being in the light around Myles when he was breaking all these records and doing what he was doing. I think that was something huge for me, just as a football fan. Mm-hmm. Just be able to have that story, I witnessed that with my own 2 eyes. So that was, to me, was one of the big moments where I was like, yeah, this is a good place to be.
Seeing that he just signed this contract extension, he'll be here now through 2030. Mm-hmm. How hopeful is that for you too, just seeing okay, he's going to be a part of this defense, as you guys work to get back to where you want to be, knowing that he is a foundational piece of that? For
sure, like you said, it's just a foundational piece. A guy like that coming back means a lot to the team, not just, the defense. I think it's more of a team aspect with Myles. And just having him knowing he's coming to bring that same energy, every day, day in and day out, from OTAs all the way through, hopefully the playoffs. And, it's something to build off of.
Obviously, fans have gotten to know you over the last year, on the field, off the field, but stepping into a second year, what do you want fans to know about you that maybe they haven't seen so far, both either on or off the field?
Off the field, I could juggle.
Really?
Yeah, I could juggle. I kind of picked that up in like 2020 when nobody had nothing else to do. But on the field, man, I just want to be the best player I can be, and you know, play with a bunch of great guys and a bunch of guys that also want to be great too. And you know, I just want to see where we go when we just put our minds to things and just work.
I kind of want to talk about the juggling. That's really cool. How did you pick that up? What, like,
YouTube.
Okay. did you just find things to juggle?
Basically.
Yeah. Okay.
I started with like tennis balls, and then I tried to do like pens and markers, and then kind of just learned from there.
Have you done it in front of the guys? Have they seen it?
Nah.
Okay.
Nah.
Do they know about this?
Nah, I don't think so. Nah, they do.
Okay, awesome. Well, Devin, it's so great to have you back.
Thank you.
I'm excited to see what 2025 has in store for you and this team. But welcome back to Cleveland.
Thank you, I appreciate it.